Hi everybody and welcome to Life as a Magic Mom. I am super excited to be bringing you guys our first official By Your Sign Weekly. So I am going to timestamp these all by sign and in the description box if it's going to let me. If not, I will do it through YouTube and it will just link through to here through Patreon. So one way or another, we'll get this figured out with the time stamping. I have not tried this yet, so bear with me if it does not work properly. We're going to start with Gemini and we're going to work our way through to Taurus because currently we are sitting in Gemini and Taurus is the sign right behind us right now. So I'm going to use the Earth Magic Oracle deck for this reading by Stephen D. Farmer. Okay, and this is a fantastic deck, especially for anybody who's new to reading tarot. I highly recommend you getting an oracle or divination deck because they are super duper fun. I actually just realized today that the Conversations with God series has its own divination deck, so that is definitely going to be on my list for next because that is the current video series that I am working on right now. Give me just a second. So I am going to sit here with my coffee and enjoy doing this by your sign for you guys. So I'm just going to really quickly shuffle through my deck really fast and we're going to start pulling out cards. I know that we had a new moon yesterday, so I hope you guys all weathered that well and set your intentions for this new moon to full moon time period. This is when we want to be working to further our advancement as far as all of our goals go. So if you have not set your intentions yet, I highly suggest doing that within the next 2 days because 3 days before and after are always the best as far as setting our new intentions. Okay, now this is going to be the card for Gemini. Okay, so Gemini, you pulled the Clouds card, and this is about shape-shifting, and it's kind of more about not only shifting our physical shape to become something more of what we want, but also to it's also to, sorry, I had to write the time down. It's also to sort of figure out how we can shift more out of our ego mind and more into a heart-centered space where we're making our decisions out of love instead of fear. So this is going to be really important for you guys, Gemini, because we not only just had a new moon in your sign, but we're going to be in your sign for a couple more weeks. So this is really going to be a time where we're going to want to make sure that we're not being too scattered in what we're doing and how we're approaching everything. Okay, so that was your message, Gemini, and I hope you enjoyed that and you have a great week. Okay, so we're going to move on to Cancer now, and we're going to pull one card also for you. And let's see what your message is going to be for this week. Oh, there's your card right there. Okay, now we actually pulled this in I believe yesterday's Soul Monthly, I think, or the weekly. I'm not sure which one, but it did come out. So, Cancer, this is about, you pulled the Breach card, which is the Whale, and this is about things under the surface finally starting to pop up where we can deal with them. Okay, so this might be something that you have thought that you had taken care of, or that you know you needed to but haven't been able to, or just haven't done until now. This could be just something purely mental, or it could be something in your physical environment itself. Sometimes when we pull this card, it's about secrets being revealed about another party in our lives. And that could be the case too for some of you, but I think for a lot of us, it's just going to be about how our personal blockages have been affecting our manifestation abilities right now. And so watch for synchronicities as far as ways that you can kind of climb out of that. And also watch for a message about something being revealed that you weren't aware of before. I really sense a message coming through for you guys sometime in probably the next 3 or 4 days. All right? So that's your message, Cancer. I hope you guys have a great week. All right, so Leo, our card is going to be, let's see what the message is going to be today for Leo for the coming week and what they need to be focusing on. Oh my goodness, I tried to throw all of it. We're just going to keep trying that, see if that one comes out again. Just one card, please, for Leo. Boy, they're not. Okay, I think it's this one right here. It keeps sticking out. Okay, so Leo, you guys pulled the Meadow card, and this is about vulnerability. And this could be you are not showing your vulnerability enough, or you're showing it too much. It's going to be one of two ways. So for those of you who are showing it too much, you may want to start focusing on where that hurt is coming from and on ways that you can maybe channel it a little bit better through journaling, or even through music is the kind of the message that I'm hearing. So put in some tunes and that make you feel the feel that you need to release, and just let it rip. Okay. The basis of all of our energetic blockages in life are usually based on some sort of embodied physical pain or embodied emotional pain that is manifested as something that's physical. So also pay attention to any aches and pains that you're having, because they may point to the direction that you need to start being more vulnerable in. And you'll know by whether you feel okay when I say that word, or whether or not it kind of makes you a little cringy, okay, on whether or not that you're one of the ones who need to work on it or not. All right, so that is your message today, Leo, and I hope you guys all have a great week. All right, so Virgo, your message for the week is going to be, you pull the Tsunami card, Virgo. So this is about legit wake-up calls. Okay, so this is about something that you have seriously not been focusing on. You've been deliberately avoiding. So this is something that you knew you needed to work on, and you just haven't, because it was either too difficult emotionally, or you just couldn't take the time out to focus on yourself at the time. And now it's gotten to the point where you have to deal with it, or the universe is going to make you. Okay, so hopefully you're able to figure out what this issue is before the universe decides to bring it to your full attention forcefully. Usually when that happens, it ends up being something that is not to our best advantage initially. We will still learn the lesson, but we will not learn it in such a nice way. So make sure you're really sitting with yourself when you're reading that, or when you're listening to this reading, and trying to establish what area it is that you need to be focusing your attention on, and you need to focus it quickly. It could also be that somebody near you is going to be experiencing a wake-up call, and you need to be there to kind of help stem the flood of waters coming in, okay? But I really feel this is more of something that you need to be dealing with on your own, okay? So that is your message, Virgo, and I hope you guys have a lovely week. Libra, your message is going to be it is right there. Your message is going to be the full moon card. This is the completion card. So Libra, you're going to be coming up on a completion cycle as the full moon approaches on June 27th. This is going to be a huge catalyst for a lot of people to, especially, I'm hearing Virgo and Aquarius. This is going to be a big completion cycle for all three of you guys. But mostly Virgo, I feel like to you, it's going to be about attaining your inner balance and a sense of peace. So I wish you guys all the best week, and I hope all your dreams come true, Libra. Scorpio. Let's see what the message is going to be for us this week, Scorpio. We have been having a little bit of a rough karmic cycle lately, and there it is. Okay. Well, it looks like this is going to continue for a little bit longer. We pull the volcano volatility card. So this is going to be about really figuring out how to keep a lid on our emotional reactions to life, and whether or not we have really learned the lessons that we need in order to attain our highest level of good in our current situations. This could also be about increased volatility around us too, and how we just need to maintain our center and kind of remember that we are an island on our own, and regardless of what's going on around us, it's not always necessarily our responsibility to fix this. Sometimes we have to just sit by and let people sink their own ships, even if we can save them, because it's not always our job. And I think that's something that a lot of us get stuck in, is what is and isn't our job, okay? Sometimes just being able to see the problem clearly doesn't necessarily mean that it's your job to fix it. So make sure you're keeping a lid on your emotions, and make sure you're keeping yourself separated from other people's as well. So that is your message for this week, Scorpio, and I hope you have a great week. Sagittarius, your message is going to be the waterfall card. So the waterfall card is about things kind of seeming effortless, or starting to attain your manifestations with very little effort. It's going to kind of seem like you're just thinking about what you want, and then magically it appears to you somehow. So whether or not you're making the manifestation happen on your own, or whether or not you're just letting the flow come to you as far as what you're getting, the universe is going to be rewarding you a little bit with some sense of peacefulness. So that is going to bring you guys a fantastic week, and I know that you will use it to your best advantage. So have a fantastic week, Sagittarius. And Capricorn, your message is going to be this one right here. Okay, so Capricorn, your message is the iceberg or the submerged card. So this is something about that something that's still sitting under the surface most of the way. We can kind of see the top of it peeking out, so you may sort of get an inkling about what is going to start occurring, but it has not fully manifested in your reality yet. So you may just feel like there's going to be a change coming, but you may not yet know what it is. Just try to kind of ride that out. Eventually, everything that's submerged is shown. So I think probably around the full moon, you're going to be either getting a message about something that's been hidden, or you're going to be getting full disclosure about something that's been occurring either in your life or someone close to you. But I feel for most of you it's going to be in your personal life itself. So make sure that you are prepping for surprises, and if you have an idea of one that may be coming up for you, chances are you're probably right. So that is your message, Capricorn, and I hope you guys have a great week. We're going to move on to Aquarius. And Aquarius, your card is going to, for this week, is going to be the lake. Okay, so this is the stillness card, and it is going to be about finding our inner peace, and it's also about becoming somebody else's place of peace too. So if you have somebody in your life right now who is floating around in a state of chaos, or you yourself are floating around in a state of chaos, maybe you need to take a few steps back and look at the big picture of your life or whoever else's it is that you're dealing with, and realize that sometimes sitting still is the best option, and running around like a chicken with our heads cut off, trying to be everything for everyone, is really just putting yourself and everyone else at a disadvantage. So that is your message for this week, Aquarius, and I hope you have a great week. Pisces, your message is going to be... Let's see. Okay, so I actually pulled out two for you, Pisces. We have the unfoldment card, which is about finally rising up out of the mud as the lotus from the darkness, and the rebirth card, which is the spring equinox card. So I think, Pisces, you are finally starting to come out of your shell a little bit as far as the things that you want to achieve in your life and how you're going to get those things. This is also about finally revealing things that you've hidden from others. So this could be a possible pregnancy, or it could be finding out the culmination of some cycles that you've been working through previously. But for most of you, I think this is going to be something that really gives you a new lease on life. So I hope that you enjoyed this message, Pisces, and I hope you have a great week. And Aries, let's get your message for this week. Oh, okay, so I had one fall out, but this is the one that stayed in my hand. So the message for you, Aries, is going to be about creation. And pay attention to the dreams that you're having right now, because those may help to point you in the direction that you need to go in your physicality, as far as how you can manifest the things that you're trying to get in your life. This could also be about how we are staying too much in our heads and not coming out of the clouds enough in order to be able to bring those things into our life. As well. So make sure, Aries, that you are putting your best foot forward as far as your imagination and your manifesting goes. It's going to be a huge difference as far as what you're bringing into your life, whether or not you're dwelling on the why does this always happen to me, or how can I fix this. So make sure you're looking at the glass as half full instead of half empty, or make sure you're just being grateful you have a glass at all. All right, so that's your message, Aries, and I hope you have a lovely week. Taurus, this is going to be you are definitely the last one, but not the least. You pulled the Forest card. Okay, so this is the card that reminds us that we need to take a time out sometimes and just remember to breathe and smell the flowers, and remember that life is also for enjoying the fruits of our labor and not just for working our little tails off to get it. So make sure that you are enjoying things that you have manifested for yourself too, and are not just trying to continue to manifest more. Okay, so because sometimes if the universe sees that we're not happy with the things that we already have, it will sometimes take those back. So make sure you're keeping everything in perspective. I recommend maybe starting a gratitude journal. Okay, and that is your messages by the sign for this week. And as always, thank you for joining me here at Life is a Magic Mom, and I really had fun doing this reading. So I will definitely be continuing it next week. So let me know if this is something that you enjoyed as well. And make sure you check your rising and sun, or your rising and moon signs as well, because they'll all correlate together to make a big picture. And if you don't know what yours are, you can shoot me a message, and if you know what your birth time is and the city where you were born, I can look it up for you. So thank you for joining me, and I will see you later on today when the Day 2 Conversations with God video posts, and then today I'll be recording the day number 3 as well. So as always, we at Life is a Magic Mom love and appreciate every single one of you, and I can't wait to see you again.